How's it going, everyone? Hmm. Don't like the where the light is. Hopefully that's not too loud. Hopefully the light's a little bit better. Nope. I can fix that. Not terrible, I guess. Not great. I got a PC today. Oh. Well, it's grabbing the light too much there. I really don't like that. I really don't like that. Hmm. Need to make it look better. It's been taking me a while to set this one up. Trying to get it so everyone can actually see everything. Well, light. Get some compensation fixing up here. That's a bit better. I don't mind that. Now that's a bit better. I can work with that. Try to keep the mic out of the way here. It's been taking me a while, so I figured I'd just get it all set up. Yeah, I got the LGA 1366 motherboard here. There should be an X5570 in the socket right now. I gotta take apart this PC and put it into the one down here. So this here is the P100 Antec case. It's the P100 silent case by Antec. It's a very old case, but it's very big. I'm trying to make up a live stream PC so that way I can take apart my main PC that's over here. This one here. Take apart this one for the competition that'll be starting November 1st. So I want to make sure that my main PCs, everything's nice and clean, cooled. Clean out the monoblock, CPU, motherboard monoblock. Clean that all out nicely so that way the fins are free of any debris so that we can get the maximum cooling. I gotta re-thermal paste everything. The GPU's been done recently, so I don't need to do the GPU. Now, hopefully we can see this all on stream all right. Hopefully the sound's pretty good too. That's what I'm hoping as well. Hopefully the sound's good. Yeah, I gotta take this apart, just grab a screwdriver, and take that apart. And I'm also hoping everybody can hear me just fine. The mic should be set up proper. I know it doesn't look that great. Like the actual stream probably doesn't look all that great, but I'm hoping it's decent enough. There we go. My phone just seems to be on the fritz right now. There we go. Hope everyone's having a good day. Apologies for how long this took to actually get things all set up and then keep setting it up while I'm streaming. It's just I didn't want to make anybody wait. I threw my back out the other day, so it's been not too easy. It's been quite a challenge actually lifting the stuff and trying to get stuff set up to do this because I have to get this done. Maybe after I get this switched out, and I had to find some RAM too. So I found some RAM. This is my Samsung D-Die. So I had to find some RAM there too. Sorry about that. Try not to hit the mic. Trying to set it up so everyone can see everything and then have my mic set up in a way. I don't have anywhere to actually like hook it off to right where I am. I gotta make some sort of stand just for it. That should be all for the screws for this. I got all the screws out of the radiator here. Oh, wrong one. I gotta keep the fans in. I gotta take out the screws from the bottom here. It's case needs a good cleaning too, so it's a good thing it's being taken apart and put into another case. I couldn't actually keep it in this case. The radiator is actually covering the spot where the power supply goes, so it can't actually stay there. Can't actually use it if it doesn't have a power supply. I don't want to hook up a power supply outside of the case. Kind of want to keep it somewhat clean for the stream. Again, this will be for a small streaming PC, so that way I can clean my main PC. And I'll just take out the 3070 Ti when I do the stream, when I do clean that out. I'll just throw the 3070 Ti in this, well, in the bigger case. The encoder is really good on it, so it's really efficient as well. Just here's a screw gotta let go. Holy. We got it. Alright. Now, there shouldn't be anything stuck anywhere. So, this is my Asus P6X58DE. Oh, well. It's a fairly good board. I got this one used with bent pins. I fixed up all the pins and added in a pin that was so bent that it literally needed to be replaced. Fairly easy to do with some motherboards. You just have to have a donor board to take a new pin out of and then put it in. And maybe one of these streams I'll show how I actually fix up motherboards like this. But this motherboard's very expensive. It's maybe an old LGA 136 motherboard, but it's really good for overclocking the Xeons and the i7s on it. So that's why I use it. It is a triple channel, so 1, 2, 3. It is a triple channel. It's pretty good for overclocking again, like I said. You can put over some jumpers that are down here. You flip these jumpers over, and you can put more voltage than what you would normally be able to put through on any other motherboard, basically. So it's just an over voltage for the RAM and the CPU. It's really nice. It's really nice to have. Oh. Apparently, the D5 pump doesn't want to come out. Nope. And it just wants to make a bunch of noise. Awesome. But everything's well fitted and all that, so there's no worries about any damaging anything on this. It's got a really hefty metal back plate on the back side of this, and all these fittings are fittings that I actually like to use because they just work very well for especially the tubing that I use. They work very well for the tubing that I use. Wish I could have taken it a little bit easier, but like I said, my back is so sore. That was hard enough as is. Yeah, this is an old Ubuntu, built by Ubuntu case. It's small. It's nice to have small cases just to have around. I have a whole bunch of PC cases. Got rid of a bunch too, but I got a whole bunch of these PC cases. But that's not the one we're gonna be putting it in. The one we're putting it in. Hopefully, I can lift this up right now. It's this monster. This absolute monster of a PC case. Now, I'm not that big of a guy. I'm not very tall, but this is a monster of a case. So what I'm going to do is put the side panel back on this one. and use it as a stand. So that way I can keep it nice and high up so that way everyone can see and I don't have to move around the camera too much. Wah. Oh, maybe I should put the back panel on this one too. Just for now, so that way I can put the motherboard in. Now, does this have all the connectors on this power supply? That is the next one. So we got motherboard, SATA. Yeah, we got SATA. Power for PCIe power. Correct. Alright, that's all we... Ooh. No, we need a Molex, don't we? Do we have Molex? Oh no. I don't know if we have Molex. We need Molex connector on this power supply. And I don't have Molex on this one. Ooh. So where is my other power supply? I gotta think about where my other power supply is now. Which means I have to take this power supply out too, so. Yeah, I have to. Because I don't want to switch out the cooler. I do want the water cooling on this motherboard. So maybe I'll take out the power supply on this one too. Welcome to the stream if you never came to my streams. This is definitely not how it usually is, but that's how it is right now. I am usually trying to do something, so I'm trying to get back into it. Just building a small streaming PC so that way I can take apart my main rig. Hey, how's it going, gaming? Hopefully everything sounds good too. It did take me quite a while to set all this up since I've been doing sit-down streams because my back has been quite sore. But I gotta move around a little bit. Oh, did you? Nice. You could be doing some of the competition or doing some hardware bot overclocking. What are you doing? Go. No, I don't break any of these wires since I had to fix up the actual power button on this. I actually had to put in my own, fix up the power button and the wire on it, so I had to redo it all. When I got this case, it was not fully functional, but I got it working, and I like this case because it's very big. It's fairly easy to work in. And then I want to fix this case up one day and actually build a really nice water-cooled system in it, which would be really nice. These grommets do look good, but they're a bit of a pain when you gotta disassemble stuff. Ooh, here we go, there we go. And the Discord, by the way, if anyone likes to use Discord, I do have the Discord all set up. I'll thank again Frosty for being my moderator and helping me set that all up. It is a bit of a challenge for me to do that while I'm trying to do everything else. There we go. And I do need to clean this out. I'll show you. As you can probably see down here already. It's pretty dusty. It's been sitting outside. Been trying to fix it up best I can, but yeah, some of these leaves. I even got a rock in it. But I gotta clean that out. Yeah, I gotta figure out. I gotta get a Molex connector because I have a D5 pump on my one board here. So I would like to keep using that. My phone's not keeping up. There we go. Come on, phone, keep up with me, please. How I'm using the live chat right now. I should set it up on my computer, but I'm not sure if it will affect the stream since I'm not on the greatest Wi-Fi right now. Make sure all my standoffs are good. These are all brass standoffs, which is quite nice. Yeah, it's an absolute monster of a case. Again, it's been sitting outside, so it's quite dusty. Very dusty. Where did I put my brush? Not in there. I really hope it's not in there. Oh, I do have a brush around back, but I would like to stay here for a bit longer just in case there's some new viewers that want to see actually me here and not me gone trying to go find something like I normally do. It's generally what happens. I always have to go and find something that I need. But as you can see, maybe I'll move the camera here. I'll move the camera down so everyone can see. And zoom in a bit. It's been sitting outside, so and leaf blowers and that are by it too. Been testing out leaf blowers and fixing them up. So for my buddy for his grass cutting business he has. So, but yeah, it needs a good clean. This is a very nice PC case. It may be an old PC case. Like I said, it's the P100 Silent case by Antec, and it's a very nice case. It's very heavy when it's all put together, like the side panels and that. I'll show the inside too. Try not to hit the mic. There we go. Does have a nice foam panel on it. It stayed actually fairly clean. That's actually nice too. And it does have dust filters built in. Yeah. So I'm gonna be right back. I do have to grab myself a little paintbrush or something that I can clean this out with. Maybe a rag, just to make sure it's nice and clean before I get it all set up with a motherboard. This will be for stream PC for when I take apart my main PC before the actual competition. So I will be right back. It won't be long actually. Should not be long at all. Have a little drink of water first. Pretty sure I know where it is. The actual paintbrush that I need. I'm pretty sure I know where it is. There we go. Oh, yeah, and I did find my RAM kits for my good RAM kits for DDR3. This right here is just a heat sink with copper that I put onto it. It is the same RAM kit as this. This is a Samsung D-Die, by the way. Still the same cheap kit. I just put a heat sink on this one because it is my best overclocking one out of all these RAM kits. I can get a little bit more frequency out of this one right here. So I can't actually see outside, so I have to get my phone for the flashlight. I'll be right back. I am just grabbing a paintbrush so that way I can dust up this PC case. I won't be very long. I just need to grab my phone for the flashlight here. Yep, Z170 is a good board. What is an EATX? Very nice, man. Very nice. Yeah, I bet it has some pretty good power phases on it. Yeah, Z170. So you can put in a 6700K or something like that, right? Or what are you going to put into it? Or do you know, do you have anything that actually has, do you have a CPU for it? Because Z170 is, yeah, an i7 6700K. I used to have one, so. And I'll be right back. Be a bit longer. A reballing kit, really? Yep, RAM timings are not easy to learn. If you need help doing it, just ask, and I don't mind helping. You just gotta let me know what kind of RAM kit you have for DDR4. I generally work with Samsung B-Die for DDR4 as it is the best for overclocking. You can just get the best timings for it, really. Hmm. Got a little surface rust, but I don't think that's actually from the PC case. Yeah, it's not from the PC case. Just needs a good clean. It is dusty from being outside. Bad. Back to my Molex. The D5 pump should be automatically on the Molex. I don't know what an E5 pump is. I've only worked with D5 pumps, and before I started getting more heavily into overclocking, I used aquarium pumps. I used to set it up that way. It was a lot cheaper at the time. But then I started finding some good deals on D5 pumps and water cooling kits and water blocks. So I started using them. But I don't know what an E5 pump is, just D5s. There's some of these leaves, holy moly. Should not have left this PC case outside. Or used a leaf blower by it. I shouldn't have used a leaf blower by it, really. I got one over there. It's my buddy's. He just got the electric motor all fixed up. You can literally talk the way I'm talking now, and while it's running, it's so quiet. And it is a really, really old air compressor from like the 50s, I believe. But I don't want to get it running right now. He has a there's already a refrigerator in here as well, so try to keep the low power as much as possible because I'm not sure how powerful that refrigerator is, the compressor, so when it kicks on it could use power. So I'd rather not have it running. I even told him just in case, let's say they both kick on, so if that compressor kicks on and that refrigerator kicks on, it's best not to have it since there's only one wire that actually comes into this garage, at least for now. And then he listened to me at least. He disconnected it. Yeah, I need to get one of those electric ones. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to get one of those electric ones where you can just recharge them and blow your PC components. I generally vacuum everything out, like my PC cases and all that. Usually vacuum them all out, but I don't want to make too much noise. I know I'm in a garage and all that, but still, the vacuum that I have is very loud. I'm not sure how well my suppressor is right now that I have set on this mic. I'm not sure if I have it set properly right now, as I had to reset a lot of my settings when I did the move. So I'm hoping everything sounds fairly good right now. Lower that. Go. Ah, gotcha. No, I run it all off of one power supply because I have big enough power supplies where it's no problem for any extra power. Plus, none of my PCs even will use the 850 plus watt power supplies that I have. Just this power supply, it actually doesn't have the Molex for it. I bought it when it didn't have Molex for it. It's fine. I can always buy more power connectors for it. But not right now. I'm just too cheap and really can't afford it. So I gotta figure out where my one power supply is that I have. I believe it's my Corsair one. I'm not sure where it is. Should be outside and just in one of my one of my totes outside where I grabbed the paintbrush, but I'm not sure. I am not sure. The surface rust I don't like on this. I really don't like that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got the old-fashioned oil can. You know, the grease, the Tin Man grease. Actually, I gotta show this. Probably not a lot of people have seen an old oiler can like this. So as you can see, right here, there's a little bit of oil, and we get an old oil can. You just pump like that to the bottom, flip it up, boom. Let's get rid of some of this surface rust. I do want to keep this PC case nice, so there we go. That's a lot nicer. I like it. I like it a lot. Perfect. And then we'll use the clean side. Just a good wipe down. Yeah. That's just one of them. That's just one that's around. I did save a couple. So there's this one, and then I got an actual like handheld pump one. So that way you don't have to flip the can upside down. You can pump it. It's also there. It's very nice. Very handy to have these oil can pumps just laying around. Check the bottom side of it. It looks like we got a connector. Yes, we do. Bottom side's pretty clean, actually. A little bit of surface rust. I don't like the surface rust on it. Nice. Yeah, they're really handy. They are really handy. You just flip it and give it a little bump, bump. Come on, limit. This is some. There we go. Good oil. You don't need much either. You really don't need much. A little bit of oil can go a long way. I do need to clean up my machinist vise though, so I might actually soak it in a bucket of oil, of used motor oil. Very good way to fix up your old hand tools and that. If they're all metal, you can just throw them in a bucket of used motor oil. It works really, really well. I do need to fix up my machinist vise. It has some rust on it, and I gotta clean the rust off it because it's a pretty precise little machinist vise. Oh. There we go. Hopefully I'm not too loud in the mic here. I'm pretty close to it. There we go. All right. Give everything a good little wipe down. Nice. It is an Antec design PC case, so yeah, Antec design. Again, if you guys are just joining my stream here, I am currently cleaning out this PC. I just took apart this small PC where it had the motherboard and custom water loop all in it. I do need to get a power supply in that because I'm going to be building this into a small streaming PC while I take apart my main PC for actual a stream, and then it's going to be before the competition starts, so that way everything's ready to go for the competition. Also need a lap, a couple CPUs, so I'll definitely be doing that. Definitely be doing that during a stream. This PC case was outside for a little bit, so it did get fairly dusty. Boom. Perfect. I like it. 850 watt. I only need an 850 watt for everything that I'm doing. And if you use too high, I should actually talk to you with my face, not my hands or my feet. Uh, if you use too high of a power supply and you're only using so much wattage, you're actually losing efficiency from the power supply. So you're just wasting hydro basically. I like to keep my power close to the actual power supply that I'm using. I'm not going to be using anywhere probably close to 850 watts during any of these tests. Maybe maximum 400 watts for a few seconds. That's about it. But if you can get around 70 to 80% of the power from the power supply, so let's say if you have a 1,000 watt power supply, you should be running around 700 to 800 watts on that power supply to get maximum efficiency. So you're not losing the actual efficiency. So you're not losing power just because capacitors and that need to charge up and then get dissipated to the actual PC itself. And that's how you get efficiency. I only have a lot of 850 watt power supply gold rated. Then I only have one 650 watt power supply, also gold rated. And I might actually use the 650 watt power supply in this actual case just because I'm going to be streaming and I'm only probably going to be using a maximum of 50 watts or maybe even like 40 or 35 watts because streaming doesn't use actually a whole lot of power. It just needs the encoder from the GPU. The GPU while it's running uses maybe 5 to 7 watts with the encoder running, and the CPU, since it's an older one, it might use 20 watts while streaming. And that's about it. And then the fans don't use anything either though. Oh, competition that I'm talking about. It's Hardware Bot Country Cup 2024. Maybe once I get the motherboard all set up and the actual water pump set up in this, I can show my Hardware Bot profile page and show what the competition's all about. I was a participant of the Country Cup 2023 last year. This is for Country Cup, so countries. So countries will be participating, as in I'm in Canada, so I'll be participating for Canadians or the Canada. If you're US or participate with US, then you're gonna be participating with the US. But since I am in Canada and I participate with Canada for overclocking, right now I am 5th place overall in Canada, and for my division I am 1st place. So I would like to get some good scores for this competition. I do need to get some motherboards or a couple of AMD GPUs. A couple RX 580 8 GB would be plenty enough for me. Maybe get some scores off of that. But all in all, I got lots of hardware right now, and I'm going to see what I can do with them. Hey, how's it going, Joe? Yeah, if you missed my live stream earlier, it was all about Intel's degradation in that, and how when I was talking months ago about Intel's degradation and all that, I was saying it wasn't just Intel's fault, it's also motherboard manufacturers, and instability problems come from also RAM manufacturers. And now, guess what? Intel found out motherboard manufacturers were abusing their privileges that Intel gave them with the case variant CPUs. And guess what? I was right all along. Everyone said that, well, not everyone. There was a bunch of people that came on to my videos and or streams and said I didn't know what I was talking about. It wasn't the motherboard manufacturers. Well, it was the motherboard manufacturers abusing their privileges, and Intel is now implementing something into part of the actual architect that started back from the 4th gen Intel CPUs. They are now implementing another section into that to make motherboard manufacturers not able to hit the actual max configuration in the actual architect itself. That's why you got these BIOS updates for the microcode update and all that. The last microcode update, I think it was a couple days ago. If you're not updated to that one, you should update yourself to that one if you use any of these new CPUs. The K variant, 13900Ks and 14900Ks, it doesn't really affect any other CPU besides the high-end CPUs or really powerful, hungry CPUs, because you need to be able to hit a certain voltage and you need to be able to get enough amperage or the certain part of the architect to be actually implemented to actually affect your CPU. That's why there's only certain kind of CPUs that were under warranty, and that's 13900K, 13900KF, 13900 KS, 14900K, 14900KF, 14900KS. So everyone was saying it's all no, it's all these CPUs as well. I'm sorry to say, uh, Intel's not warranting them for a reason because it's not part of what was actually the problem. And I talked about this months ago. Jay's 2 cents made actually a good video, made some points. I did play the Jay's 2 cents video, paused it once in a while here and there to talk about what he was talking about, and then showed on Intel's actual page about what was actually going on, what they're going to be implementing, some new stuff that they're doing as well. And hopefully this never happens again because Asus really messed up a lot of CPUs, and it wasn't Asus's fault. Motherboard manufacturers also Gigabyte. Gigabyte wasn't so bad, but Asus was really bad, and a bunch of other motherboard vendors were really bad at abusing their privilege and putting in with the stock settings extreme OC mode basically, when they should only be going to a performance mode, which is like the second gear. When you hit the extreme OC mode, that's when you should be doing N2 dry ice or have some really good cooling and or know what you're doing with the PC, not having that set onto stock settings. So I went over a video on that live stream and had to tell some people about it. And it was actually a pretty good stream, and a lot of people liked it. I'm hoping some people that watched my videos from way back and told me I didn't know what I was talking about watch the videos that are going to be coming out here soon and or my live stream and go, damn, I guess he knew what he was talking about, because I do. I do know a thing or two about a thing or two, and I take my due diligence actually reading up on motherboard manufacturers' pages, CPU motherboard pages, like the actual pages from the CPU manufacturer, each CPU, each GPU, each motherboard brand, each motherboard variant as well. Like it's not just, oh, I'm just going off what this person says. I do my due diligence. I take my time and I learn everything. And I should probably check the chat. Sorry for blabbing there. My score. You mean scores? I have 6 records, by the way. I have 6 records. That's not really much, but I do have 6 records. Most of them on my 3070 Ti. It beats Liquid Nitrogen Run 6900 XTs and Liquid Nitrogen Run 6800 XTs. So my 3070 Ti is one of the best there is. But yeah, I have more than just one score. I have hundreds of scores. I'm hoping it does good. I've been noticing lately I've been getting more viewers and a lot more people chatting. Again, I do have a Discord set up. Thank you again, Frosty, for helping me out. You're the man. It's looking way better than anything I would ever do. So if you do go into the Discord channel, thank Frosty as well, because he's been doing a great job setting it up for me, as I just don't have the time, and to be honest, I don't have the knowledge for it. He is one of my moderators and probably will be my YouTube moderator as well. He's a very trustworthy person, and he knows how to moderate very well. Yeah, B760, OSI Edge, no lights come on the board, but it gets power to the connector. Possible solution. Edge, board, no lights come on the board, but it's getting power to the connector. It sounds like a CPU problem, to be honest. Like there could be something wrong with the CPU, but if you have another CPU or another kit of RAM, or even take out one of the RAM sticks and just keep in one RAM stick from the farthest away from the CPU, try that out, because it actually could be a RAM as well. There are a few issues that will make it so no lights come on, and then maybe that would be the issue, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong with motherboards, and capacitors are one capacitor. Like if you have any kind of weird smell or that from the motherboard, then it could be a capacitor, really. It's really hard to diagnose motherboards and that when I'm not near the motherboard. If you do go into the Discord, you can take pictures of everything for me. Um, on one of the actual channels, and I will actually take a look at it either maybe during the stream or after the stream, more or less after the stream, and I can actually maybe run through some things for you and figure out maybe a possible solution for that. The motherboards are really hard to diagnose unless you have another CPU that you can put into it, more kits of RAM that you can put into it. Um, I fix up motherboards. I do soldering work on small SMDs and that, so I just fix up all my own stuff. But having someone that's not there or having not the motherboard in front of me, it's very hard to figure out solutions. Also, if you don't have a multimeter where you can do testing as well, that can also be a problem. Yeah, doesn't really matter about the size on the motherboard or anything like that. Did you do a BIOS update by any chance? Did you do a BIOS update and maybe the power went off? Because that could also crash or brick the motherboard. But having no lights on could be multiple things. Yeah, if you want to take some picture, if you want to go into the Discord, just click on the More tab, go to the Discord if you have a Discord, any Discord, like if you actually have Discord, join the server there, make yourself acquainted with everybody else, and then post some pictures in one of the actual pages there, and I can actually help you out maybe later on. I do know quite a bit about fixing motherboards, so if you do have another CPU though, and another kit of RAM, or like I said, take out that one stick of RAM, that might actually make it boot up because the RAM sticks can go as well, and it could stop the motherboard from actually running. There's safety precautions in the motherboard that all these newer motherboards, there's a lot of safety precautions, and it'll make it so that way there's no power going to a bunch of the motherboard, but it'll get power, and it's a safety precaution. It's like a surge protector. There's fuses, there's capacitors, there's SMDs. You got different kind of ohm resistors too, like generally the ohms resistors, there's so many of them now on the motherboards. They have one or two go, it's not going to affect anything. But if a capacitor goes, that can affect something. That depends if that's like, does the motherboard work? Have you checked to see if it turns on and actually performs right, or is there just no lights on? Because if there's no lights, then yeah, he's right about that. There is actually a spot for the RGB as well, and if that's gone, then you don't have any RGB or lights and or anything for that matter, for like lights, or even like a little indicator saying, if it has a little indicator telling you the errors in that, then that might not even work. But try to power it on, see if anything happens. If it doesn't work, then there's multiple ways around it. Yeah, you can always give it a shot, right? All right, back to the big PC case. This is such a, I just love this PC case. It just gets so big. Antec P100 silent case. It's absolutely massive. Massive. Yeah, it's not a cheap motherboard. I use Z690 Ors Master. When that motherboard came out too, it was not cheap. Actually, it's still not cheap. Still a $300 motherboard. All right. So, put a back panel on this so that way I can stabilize this a little bit better. Oof. Needs a little cleanup as well. It needs a little cleanup as well. Yeah, maybe I'll put it on first, then clean it up. Oh yeah, yeah. The Oris Extreme is a really good board. More or less because it has, is it the extreme water force? It's only if it's the extreme water force, it's really expensive because all the water cooling that's built onto it. Ah, I gotcha. Yeah, still the extreme boards are really expensive because they have like everything built in, like my Z690 Ors Master. It has like the Q flash, it has the BIOS reset, it has the error code checker as well for RAM, like the whole motherboard check as well. It has multiple fuses, it has surge protectors built into it. It does so many things that it has. It's so nice. Only $200 more for the extreme. Wow. Or the water force. That's crazy. Yeah, the Z690 Ors Master that I have was around that price too. I got the 12900K, the Z690 Ors Master, and I got the custom mono block for the motherboard CPU, like that big. It's a EK, what's it called? EK Momentum 2 Z690 Ors Master custom monoblock. I got all that for $1,000 used. It was a really, really, really good buy. In a few weeks, you're moving to Intel, and you really don't want to. What do you mean you don't want to? Intel is what if you game at all, if you're a gamer, that is what you want to move to. You don't have to worry about AM dip. You can get a nice refresh rate monitor and you won't have to worry about seeing some weird stutterings while playing your games. Plus it's really good for workstation as well. Not unless you have like a Threadripper or something like that, then I would say not switch from your Threadripper. They are just really good for being a workstation. It's all good there, Frosty. It's all good. I've already gave you a couple shout outs. Hopefully a couple people went to the Discord there. If not, that's cool too. Why can't I get this glue? This glue in the hole, please. Thank you. Nice. That's a good setup, man. That's a good setup. In my preference, though, I would go after the 64 gigabyte kits because you can get a lot more frequencies out of them than the 64. But guess what? If you need that little bit more RAM, that is your choice. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be very happy with your Intel purchase. Just make sure you update the BIOS when you get the Z790. Make sure you update the BIOS to the newest BIOS, so that way it has the new microcode put in place. There's a new BIOS update that came out for the motherboards with a new microcode just a couple days ago. So make sure you set yourself up with that. All right. So we got the PC. cleaned up, ready to go. It's looking a lot cleaner. Now I can actually put in the it's just gonna be my LGA 1366 motherboard. Probably just gonna use the 4-core 8 thread. This isn't part of the giveaway stream, by the way. Probably tomorrow I'll make a day 2 of the giveaway streams. There's gonna be 10 days of the giveaway stream, and at the end of the 10-day, it will be pull name, or maybe the 11th day I'll pull a name from a hat from one of my subscribers, and whoever commented on one of the live streams, because I'm going through, I'm writing down all the names. Whatever I pull out, I will be shipping them a Xeon X5570. If I pull out your name and you don't want it, you can just pass it on if to somebody that actually may want it, so I can redraw the name and actually pass it on. If you're in Canada, it'll be 100% free. If you're outside of Canada, I'm sorry, there will be a $15 shipping charge, as shipping right now is actually pretty insane. The $15 is just to help out. It's going to cost quite a bit just for the shipping if you're outside of Canada. But if you're inside of Canada, it will be 100% charge for you, or 100% free for you. Nice, yeah. If you put in that kind of money, it will be good. What kind of GPU did you get there, Magix? If I get this lined up first try, no way. I did. I did get it lined up first try. Let's go. That's how well I know my PCs and how well I put the stuff together. Certain silicone tubing I use and the compressed fittings that I use are very, very good. So if you watch Bog episode 1, Bog episode 1 shows all of the has all the links for the tubing that I use and the fittings that I use for my D5 pumps and water cooling units. Hello there, Joe. Sorry, I'm not at the actual Discord. I just got a notification. Welcome to the channel there, Discord. To the Discord channel there, Joe. I'm not sure if my chat's just being slow, but Magic, what GPU did you get? I'm lined up. Why is it not going to it? I'm in the right spot. What's going on? Should be in. Yeah, I think it's good. Okay. Oh, for some reason my phone is not keeping up again. It just loves to lose the connection for some reason. I got it. Internet. I don't know what's going on. Come on, there. There you go, phone. Oh, I guess I could show what I'm doing here. Yeah, that's why your PC costs so much. You got a $2,000 graphics card. I don't have an overhead cam set up like I would normally do with this kind of PC build, but hopefully here in the future I'll have things a little bit set up a bit better. If you're new to the channel or new to the stream, welcome to the stream. And right now I'm just putting together a light streaming PC so that way I can take apart my main rig before the competition that starts November 1st for hardwarebot.org, the Country Cup 2024. Oh, it's a water cooled 40. That's a $3,000 graphics card. That's why. Boom. There we go. We got the motherboard all screwed down. Just got to set up the actual radiator and pump now. And figure out this mess of wires here. Because it is a mess of wires. An absolute mess. And we'll get this all situated here. Now, can I fit this up top? No, I can't. Go, keep that looking good. That way works. Oh, I'm gonna have to take out the fan. Take out one of the fans here. Can we be careful of the mic? There we go. Gotta take out one of the front fans because it's a 240mm radiator. There we go. Oh, there's more dust. There's more dust. That's not what I wanted. I did not want to see more dust. I just cleaned it out. Sonic Focus 1000 gold, i9 1400K, RTX 4090, Crucial 2TB, 32GB Lexar, Aries. Oh wait, whoa, NVMe 5 Gen, Thermal Grizzly, WireView Pro, 32GB Lexar Aries, RGB, DDR5, 3200C34, Fractal Design North. That's a nice setup. Liquid Freezer 360 with Crucial frame and 3x4TB Lexar 790 Elgato 4K Pro 9 Noctua NFA 12x25s. Yeah, that's an expensive setup there, buddy. That is an expensive setup. That sounds like you do some really good gaming, or you just you have the money to spend on it, or you do a lot of editing or workstation stuff. So that is a very nice setup. I would like more NVMe's, but I don't have the money for it, so I just spend more money on the hard drive, so that way I have lots of storage. Also, wouldn't mind some more Thermal Grizzly Extreme Cryonaut right now, to be honest. And I do need to get myself either an Elgato 4K Pro I was thinking about, or EVGA makes a pretty good one. Their XLR Pro, which is also a 4K 60 frames per second video capture card. That's something I would like. Use a paintbrush on your car's exterior daily. This is not the paintbrush that I normally use. I have a really nice horsehair paintbrush that I use for all my PCs, but it's underneath a whole lot of totes in my back. Like I said, I threw it out a few days ago, and I can only grab the stuff that are on top. And I know where my horsehair brush is. It's in a tote underneath 3 other totes, so I can't actually grab that. Plus, I have a really nice small pencil style paintbrush that I use as well for the more finer detail and cleaning. But I got this one. This works. It's a literally a $2 brush, and it has some nice soft bristles on it, so I don't mind using it. But I normally use a really nice I don't know, it's a horsehair brush, but it's also a fine bristle, so like they like I guess like sanded it or something like that. I don't know what they did to the horsehair, but it's a really really nice brush that I use for it. I use paintbrushes too for work, but I don't use my it's like a $60 paintbrush for painting. I use it for dusting my PCs. Whatever. Yeah. All right, man. If I pull your name for one of the giveaways, I'll just make sure I just like put that. I'll just like slowly take it off screen and be like, nope, yes. Okay, I'll make sure I don't pull your name. I'll put it in the draw though. I have to put everybody's name in the draw. So if I do pull somebody's name and you don't want the actual X5570 CPU, just let me know and I will redraw the name. I don't mind doing that. Just say pass it on. The passing it on thing is a very good thing to do, especially if you already have the money or just don't want the actual CPU and maybe somebody does. All right. So it could be just a nice gesture to do, or you just really don't want it. But yeah, I'll be putting everybody's name that joins the giveaway streams that actually are subscribers and chatting. I will actually draw you. If I draw your name, you don't want, you just gotta let me know. All right. But yeah, that sounds like a really good setup there, Professor. If you're updating yourself to the Z790 there, and you don't want to use a whole lot of power, I would suggest either the 14600K or 14700K, as they don't use a whole lot of power and you don't have to really worry about the cooling. But if you don't mind spending the money in that, I would get the 14900K or KF. The KF versions overclock very, very well, by the way. The KF versions, it's just they don't have a built-in graphics card. So if anything goes wrong with your PC, let's say you don't get a display in that and you have a graphics card put in place, you would have to get another graphics card and then retest it to see if there is an issue with that graphics card or not. The K versions and the KS's versions are nicer just in case something goes wrong in the future, and it's just easier to help you figure out if there's something wrong with the actual GPU or not. I'm sorry, I'm waving around the brush right now. I'm just waving around the brush talking. Um, I'm gonna start getting this fan taken out. Yeah, that's awesome. You got a dual identical setup. I wouldn't do a dual identical setup. I would always keep buying. Like I said, I do hardware overclocking and that, so I try never to get the same CPU or GPU or anything like that. But I should be getting more of the same GPU so that way I can do SLI and Crossfire. Apparently, those screws just wanted to fall. You mean what kind of benchmark numbers? Benchmark numbers? My best one for Simbench R23 with a 13900K was over 14,000 or 44,000. It was over 44,000 for my Simbench R23. That's one I can remember off the bat for my best one for that. For 3070 Ti's, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them. I like 7-zip. I like Y Cruncher. I like Super Pi. I like 3D Mark Tests. I like Geekbench 3. Geekbench 3 is a really good one to run. It's quick in that. But for numbers, we can go over some numbers here in a second. Again, I have 6 records in total. Most of my records are on my 3070 Ti. My 3070 Ti beats out 6900 XTs and 6800 XTs that are on liquid nitrogen. So, because I modify all my stuff so that way I can get some good scores when I do my testing on hardware bot. There's a smudge on it. I want to get the smudge off. There we go. Yep, if you keep everything at default, as long as you're keeping your motherboards updated with the latest micro code. So like I said, there's a new microcode update that just happened a few days ago. I would make sure that your motherboards are up to date on that since you're using the 14900K. That's my opinion though. You don't have to, but I would. I don't need to update the microcode in that because I punch in all my own voltages on all the cores of my CPU, so I don't need to worry about like I always use extreme profiles anyways, and like I said, I do all my voltages and all that, and I keep everything nice and cool for my CPU, so I don't technically need to have the microcode update. But if you're on stock settings, I would suggest updating your motherboards to the latest BIOS update just because uh, it could degrade your CPUs. That's my suggestion though. Again, you don't have to do that. It's up to you. You are the owner of it, right? Yeah, good. It's good to update your stuff, especially if you're just using stock settings. Again, everything that I get used or not used, I will take apart and I will modify them myself, so that way I can put in my own voltages, my own tunings for everything that I do. Hardware mods for GPUs. Um, Sometimes I have to hardware mod motherboards as well to make them work the way I want to, but generally I don't have to. But all my GPUs get modified. They get hardware mods. They don't get software mods because I hardware mod my GPUs. Should I go with Intel i3 10th gen generation? You talk about the laptop right there, Frosty. If you're needing a low-powered laptop, then yeah, I would go after an i3 10th gen. They're actually pretty good, and they don't use a whole lot of wattage, so your battery will last a long time. Depends on what you're doing, man. I need to know what you're doing with the actual computer or laptop. Then I can give better suggestions on what you should be looking forward to buying with a budget. If you can give me a budget as well, it just helps me figure out what would be good for you. A lot of people come into my chat and they'll just be like, "What's good for this and that?" It's like, do you game? Do you edit? Do you do workstation stuff? Do you code? There's so many variations. Are you looking for a laptop where the battery lasts a long time? An i3 would be very good. A 10th gen is actually not bad at all either, by the way. 10th gen CPUs are still good nowadays. Oh yeah, then you would need something way more powerful than an i3 10th gen for any Minecraft with shader mods. You would need at least an i7 11th gen or an i7 12th gen to even think about trying to run Minecraft on some of those mods. Some of those shader mods are absolutely insane. If I've if you watch one of my streams from a while ago, someone asked me to download RuneScape, the old RuneScape. So I download the old RuneScape, and he's like, "Okay, so try these out. The settings for the mods." I'm like, "Mods? What are you talking about?" He's like, "The mods, like the community made these mods for RuneScape." And I was like, "What?" Yeah, so there's like HD mods, there's like different time of day mods, there's mods where you can zoom out a lot farther than normal and get more of an aspect, and then there's more mods for like snow, fog, and everything else. And yeah, it made my PC go, "Whoa, this is pretty hefty." And it was a heavily modified 3070 Ti, like I said, has records on it, and my 12600K and my RAM were all overclocked not crazy overclock because I was streaming, but had a fairly good overclock on it, and it still made them go, holy moly. So you need something fairly hefty to run Minecraft mods like the shader mods, HD mods, and all that kind of thing. The screen tearing, eh? The screen tearing is probably due to the fact that the E cores and P cores. What Windows do you have? Do you have Windows 11? If you are on Windows 10, I would suggest going to Windows 11. That does fix a lot of issues with the P cores and E cores fighting over each other with voltages and other things, and being used or not used. But yeah, there are some things that actually can make some games stutter like that. Myth Wukong is especially if you're on cinematic mode. Holy, it's a pretty CPU intensive game, and if you don't have a good enough GPU as well, you can get some pretty nasty stutters. How's it going, Mackerel? No, get rid of the Ryzen. You got the AMD dip if you got a Ryzen. So if you do any kind of gaming in that, then go with Intel. If you're going like if you're trying to do editing and trying to save money, basically go with Ryzen. But if you want to make sure that the refresh rate of your monitor and you don't get any of weird stuttering, stay away from AMD. It's called AM dip because AMD has issues with their 1% lows and their 0.1% lows going way below monitor refresh rate. And in first person shooters, if you're like a really extremely into first person shooters or high refresh rate games, AMD feels really choppy for some reason. And it's not just me saying it, it's going off of thousands of people that have bought an AMD going, well, I get more frames, but it feels really, really weird. It's because it's called the AM dip for a reason. It's been around for years. It's not like it's a new thing. It's an AMD thing, not an Intel thing. So first person shooters or high refresh rate games, you do want to have Intel. I'm not saying that because I'm an Intel fanboy or anything like that. I read, I read, I read. I listen to certain people. I don't listen to content creators and that, and I read some more. And guess what? Over the years, AMD have always had this AM dip. Intel has not. Intel's 1% lows has always been a lot higher than AMD. Um, yes, it's kind of been a back and forth thing on which brand has more frames, but it doesn't really matter about more frames if you're getting a high refresh rate monitor and the 1% and the 0.1% lows are going below that refresh rate of your monitor, then it's going to feel like a really crappy experience. So, in my opinion, stay away from Ryzen if you want to go into gaming. Okay, so you are with Windows 11. Okay, I just had to make sure there, Professor. I just had to make sure. You didn't have to retract your message there, Mackerel. It's okay for being wrong. Um, it's just you gotta listen to certain people, and like I said, I have probably tens of thousands of hours just reading up and searching up certain things on certain brands, and specifically CPUs, motherboards, and GPUs, like RAM. Like I said, like I specifically will read up on certain RAM kits, specifically on each CPU, each iteration of new stuff. I am part of leaks in that too. It doesn't really matter to me that I do these content stuff that try to get me some views. I do bring out these leaks for people to show them what is coming out in the next quarterly or next year or something like that, or what has been talked about. And I do a lot of research before I actually bring out certain things because I like to make sure my facts are 100% true. And like I said in the last stream, with Intel's degradation and stuff like that, it wasn't just Intel's fault. I've been saying this for months and months and months. It's not just Intel. Yeah, they have this setting put into place right into the actual CPU. But they've been doing this for years, and now these motherboard manufacturers have been abusing their actually privilege of setting stuff up with the K variant CPU. So if you want to go back and watch that stream, you can learn a bit about that too. Holy guys, messages, 1 second. I want the power and more power, and I want to give it up on open gaming. Of everything, plus I'll be using it for AutoCAD streaming, plus more. AutoCAD really doesn't use a whole lot, to be honest. It doesn't use a whole lot. Gaming uses more than AutoCAD, and depending on what kind of editing and workstation style stuff you're doing, it can really depend. But editing can use quite a bit of CPU power, and like if you use Blender or Unreal Engine for designing and stuff, then yeah, we're talking you're gonna need a fairly hefty PC for that. By the way, it is an ongoing joke with the Ryzen 47. They are referring to NVIDIA 47 for some reason. Oh, is that what he's talking about? See, I just read Ryzen. As soon as I saw Ryzen, best combos Ryzen, I go, that's sorry, Ryzen AM dip. No, it's not good for gaming. It's only good for certain things. Ryzen's good for only a certain few applications and saving money, basically. That's why they own about 8% of the CPU market, and Intel owns 78% of the CPU market. And yeah. Thank you for letting me know that, Frosty, though. I actually didn't read. As soon as I saw Ryzen, I just went off on that. So my apologies if you're still here, Macro. My apologies on that. I didn't realize you were making a joke on that. My display is Alienware. Yeah, so 4K, 165. And yes, I'm using cinematic mode with Black Myth. Yeah, so uh, you might have to wait a while for Black Myth Wukong for a couple of updates in that for things not to be stuttering, because it is a very new game and cinematic mode is very stressful. But you might actually have to wait a few updates from Black Myth and or whatever PC component has an update, like your GPU and more or less your GPU, but you might have to wait a while for an update so that way things are a little more stable, a little bit better feeling, especially on cinematic mode, because cinematic mode is just mind-boggling. I run 2x Asus ROG gaming monitor Swift 14K 200 for this system I'm building. 200 Hz 4K? That's insane. I didn't even know they actually had that high of a refresh rate for those monitors. But yeah, I use a 160 Hz 1080p monitor, 32-inch Samsung Galaxy monitor, and oh sorry, Odyssey, Samsung Odyssey monitor. It's a 32-inch, the G5, and yeah, it's a 1080p, but you can set settings in through NVIDIA control panel to make things 4K and record at 4K. So I do have videos at 4K on Black Myth Wukong, and it shows how much power and how crazy cinematic mode. I never screwed in the what I needed to screw in here. What's dinging? I disconnected. Am I back? Please tell me I'm back. Am I back? Am I back? I'm sorry. Apparently I disconnected there. I'm not sure how I disconnected. I didn't drop any frames. All of a sudden it said I disconnected. Apparently I'm good. Okay, thank you for letting me know. That was very odd. Oh, I gotta go below. Oh no, I dropped my block. I need that for my mic. I am still here. Just 1 second. I get the radiator all screwed in. i3 14100F. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. But like I said, if you're gonna be running Minecraft with shaders and all that, that is a good CPU. You're gonna need a good GPU with that one as well. And I don't know, probably like a 4060 Ti or higher would be your best bet. Or maybe save a little bit of money and go back with the third gen, do like a 3080 Ti type thing. You're still gonna need a lot of VRAM for it, and it's something that won't bottleneck the 13100F. The 13100F is actually a pretty good CPU chip, low power as well. But if you can find yourself a good deal on a used 3080 Ti, that'll be a pretty good combo, as they'll be pretty good at not necking each other. Hmm. Should have a spot where I can screw that down like this. But I got so many wires. So many wires in the way here. There we go. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. No, maybe not. No, like this. Yes. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Sweet. Will do just fine. Uh, maybe I wouldn't say you get like the most frames out of it, especially if you're doing shaders, but as long as you don't do, I know Minecraft could be pretty crazy with its mods and all that, so that's what I'm saying. Something like a 3080 Ti or like a 4060 Ti, somewhere around there would be a good bet. But if you like a 3060 12 gig, if you can find a 3060 12 gig, because like I said, you're gonna need that VRAM. So if you can find a 3060 12 gig for a decent price. It'll do, donkey. It'll do. Don't have the appropriate screws, so these ones are right. Will these work? These will not work. Ooh. Guess I need to find the appropriate screws. A wish list. I'm not looking for people to do anything for me, but yeah, a wish list would be good to have. I would have a pretty big wish list, buddy. That's the thing. I don't know how to add in a wish list, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure how to do all that kind of stuff. Frosty, do you know? Do you know what he's talking about there? Do you know what he's talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. Sorry, Professor, I don't. I know Amazon wish list, like I have Amazon and all that, but I don't have a wish list thing and whatnot. I do have a PayPal donate though. I figured out how to do that. Just because finding sponsors as a low viewer dash low subscriber count's very hard to do. I always try to send out to motherboard brands, RAM brands, and stuff like that. But every time I keep getting back, not at this time. That's just being polite, saying you don't have enough viewers, you don't have enough subscribers, kind of thing, for us to partner up with you. But I'll keep trying until I do. Trying to find it. Oh, maybe I should. This case is too big. This case is too big. Oh, I gotta show this. Hold on. This case, I cut the tubing for a smaller style case that this used to be in, and this case is too. This case is way too big. Ugh. So, I can't stand. There we go. You can add items to a wish list, and then you can share the link, and then I can click on a link, and I could buy things that's on your wish. Serious? I didn't know you could do that. And I'm not looking for my viewers to be buying me stuff. It's like yeah, you might have the money to do that for it, but I'm not looking for people to do that. I mean, it's a very, very nice gesture. I do have somebody that's actually going to be doing that for me. He's sending me old PC hardware. He is someone that had a stroke and can't use his hands dexterity like he used to. He's trying to help out the channel. He went through a verification process, and he's a very, very good guy, and he helps out his community as much as he can. And like, I'm not looking for people to do that for me. It's a very nice gesture, though. Maybe one day I'll do that, but I'm not really looking for people to do so much for me. Just read the chat there. Louis Rosman has one. Maybe I'll think about it. All right, if I do something like that, it's not something I will want people to just do. If you have lots of money to spare, then maybe something small. But I'm not looking for anybody to be like spending money on me. I'm looking just to give out this kind of content, right? Of me showing this massive motherboard and how I cut all these tubings for a different PC case, and this PC case is too big, so I might not be able to do what I want to do here. Like that kind of thing. I'm just trying to maybe brighten people's day kind of thing. But I mean, thank you very much, man. I'm laughing too much at how funny this looks. So I can't even flip this radiator around. This one here is too short. This one here has to be out of the way a certain way. But as soon as I start moving it, this right here starts kinking on me because it doesn't have enough room to actually go. Well, maybe if I loosen the fitting here, it will work. But this just this case is too big for what I want to do. Shoot. Shoot. I did not want to do that. Because I also have to be able to fit my 3070 Ti here, because this is going to be for the streaming PC for when I take apart my main rig. So this I don't know if that's actually going to work. This is fine. This I don't know. So this has to be out of the way far enough, which means maybe if I fix up this bottom tubing, try to unloosen the fittings and see if I can tweak it so that way it doesn't kink like this. Just give me a minute. I might be able to make it work. That's plenty of hose. I just looked at the chat. That's plenty of hose. It's all good. I think my setup is nice. I'll go to the i9 with the Z79 Extreme 64 2x4 SSD. 8 terabyte 3. That's a crazy setup, man. That is an absolute crazy setup. But yeah, Magic, that would be crazy to do. It's not charity. You just have it out there for in case somebody does like your channel and feels like supporting you. True. Okay, all right, man. Like, yeah, I'm not good with just in my opinion, it feels like I'm taking something away from somebody. It doesn't matter if they're a millionaire or something like that. It's still it feels like I gotta do something for somebody for that. I gotta give them money. I gotta I don't do that with friends or family. I just can't be taking stuff basically. I've always been somebody that has worked all my life in that, so I supported myself, tried to support myself, but lately in my life I've been needing the help, and glad I have some friends that are very helpful in that way. Yeah, Joe. I got this. Don't I got this. I think I can fix it. I need an iFixit now. That'll be on my wish list. I need an iFixit for this hose. I gotta figure out how I can do it without spilling any water. I know I can loosen the fitting, spin it. Oh shoot, maybe it will work. Oh, maybe it will work. It will work. Do that. Your information so far is correct. You're right about power supplies. I believe you're right about the CPU situation. You're giving away your knowledge. It's not that I'm giving it away. I feel like as consumer myself, um, and people, I would like more people to get in overclocking and or get more knowledge about their computer hardware that they buy. Because a lot of people you spend a lot of money on it, and I feel as though you should have more information on that kind of stuff. And yes, I am right about the CPU situation with Intel. Now all these higher like these million plus subscribers and 1,000 views in an hour or 100,000 views in an hour creators are literally saying the exact thing I have been saying for months. I mean, I'm talking like about 6 months ago, I was talking about how it's not just Intel's fault. I was laughing about Intel going, you shouldn't have put this implementation in because there's so many things that happened in the past as well. Like I said, Intel put in certain proprietary portions or whatever you want to call it back in their fourth gen CPUs. Like we're talking way back in the fourth gen, their i7 4770Ks, all the K variants, they allow motherboard manufacturers basically to have their own way. So that way motherboard vendors can say, my motherboard can do this. My motherboard is better than his motherboard. My Wang is bigger than his Wang, basically. Right? That's what they were doing. And that started in the fourth gen Intel. And now, since Intel had to take something that they actually didn't know was going on, that the motherboard manufacturers have literally been implementing the extreme OC mode, into the BIOS without Intel's really knowledge. And then Intel's now finding out, and other people are finding. I found this out a long time ago, just because I done the research. I searched up certain forums, and I did the research on it, and now it's coming to light that motherboard manufacturers were really a part of the issue. But thank you, man. Thank you very much. The message has been out for review. Yeah, outside. I know. I shouldn't have said something like that, but I mean, I would say the same thing. Quit looking at my small wang. But yeah, it's true, man. And thank you for acknowledging that I have some knowledge in this stuff. I do know a lot about a lot, not just PC stuff, but as a kid, I got into Maximum PC magazines because I'm a country redneck, so my grandparents got me a subscription to the Maximum PC, and that's technically how it started. Then I got into have my own personal computer as a young teenager, tearing it all apart, reassembling it, checking stuff over, seeing what I can do that might make it work better. But the type of computers that we had growing up in the country, we didn't have the best. Just give me 1 second. I think I fixed the the tube issue. Stop disconnecting. Why am I disconnecting? Oh yeah, that's right. It's really nasty weather out right now. That's right. Give me 1 second so I can show my face here. Yeah, so it's really nasty out right now. This is a shed that I'm in, but it's all metal and it's a really hefty shed, so you can't really hear it. Plus, I have this sound suppressor on. But yeah, it's pretty nasty out, so that's probably why I'm disconnecting. And I'm losing frames. I'm just losing frames. Come on, go back to it. Thank you. Go back to normal, please. Please. Thank you. Sorry about that. It's getting pretty nasty out right now, so it's getting pretty rough. So I didn't mean to disconnect again there, of course. Oh, it's been windy here all day, but tonight it's getting bad. Like I'm opening up the door when I went out there to grab that brush, and it's wow, it's nasty out. Yeah, there you go. Small wag. That's what you'll have to say so you can actually send it in the chat to make it, not get hidden by moderation. A moderator, the built-in moderator. I have it fairly strict so that way I can keep things very nice and safe for people that are on my channel. It's not I make it so no kids can watch my channel, by the way. It's only for uh, certain YouTubers or people that use YouTube. Kids cannot actually get on my channel, so I will swear once in a while. It's only because I make sure no, there's no kids, but I don't try not to swear because it's kind of more polite. Yeah. But yeah, I'll think about that, Professor, as well. I'll think about doing that Amazon wish list because there are a few things that I would like to get. And maybe, who knows, like you said, maybe someone will help out as well. I just, I'm not somebody that likes the help. I don't like being helped. Although in this point in my life, I am getting help and I kind of need the help. Not like psychiatrists or anything like that, but maybe I should see one too. You never know. See what's really going on in the head, right? I may have a lot of knowledge in that, but knowledge isn't everything. Being a better person is. As someone would say, you got to be the bigger man. I'm not someone that's the bigger man. If someone's saying something that's incorrect or that, I'll let them know. Doesn't matter if they are actually a bigger man. Okay, I think I figured it out. Ugh, my back. Ugh. Ah. I believe 13 up. I believe it's 13 up. I don't know if I can set it for 17 and up. I just know like there's like YouTube's kids and stuff like that. I set it so no like no YouTube kids can go on to it. I'm not sure how to set the actual age though. I see container full. I would use every single hardware you sent me. Doesn't matter how much you send me, I will use it and I would always give you a shout out, by the way, if that ever happened. Where about? Ontario. I'm an Ontarian. I'm from Ontario. But yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, look, I fixed it, but you can only see the top. 1 second here. All right, so I made it so it doesn't kink actually anymore. And I can screw it down to, there's actual spots on this case that actually have like screw holes that I can actually screw the D5 pump to. That's enough hose so that way my 3070 Ti can go through there. What's wrong with my hose? Oh, I might actually have to clean this water out. It's pretty old. I did use sterilized water. So I don't know why I'm getting that in it. Looks like a chunk of something on the inside of the hose. I did use sterilized water in this because I know I wasn't going to be taking it apart for a while. I guess I should have added a little bit of the car radiator antifreeze, as it does have certain components into it that are very useful for longevity. As my main rig, as you might know about my main rig there, it's has some car antifreeze in it. All the seals in that are rated for it as well, so there's no issues of them degrading over time. But it does have a lot of additives into it that are very, very useful. I'm glad I do there, Ricky. No, man. Like I said, you've shown me how much like trustworthy. Like I wanted somebody to be trustworthy, and you've shown me that you know how to do the Discord as well. Like you've set it up better than I could ever do, man. Like better than I can ever do. Just don't abuse the privilege, basically, and you can always be my moderator. Like it doesn't matter that you're someone that's younger. It's about how you know, how you are as a person. Um, it doesn't matter if there's younger people watching my channel. It's more or less whether or not they're able to handle certain things that have been said and whatnot. It's more or less about as a person, not age, really. Um, yeah, I try not to have kids on my channel though, but to be honest, you're not a kid, you're a young teenager. Okay. We're actually getting somewhere. So now the hose doesn't kink anywhere. It doesn't hit the fan. It's far enough away so when I put the 3070 Ti in, the hose will actually stay out of the way too. So I'm quite happy about that. 13, no, I was 14, 15, no, I was 14, 17 years ago. It's like, how old am I? Oh no, I disconnected again. Oh, it's getting bad out. It's getting really bad out if I keep disconnecting like this. Hopefully I'm back. Ah, I forgot how old I was. Yeah, I was 14, 17 years ago. I literally forgot how old I was for a second. I know basic math, I swear. My shed full of parts, GPUs, CPUs, cases, water cooled parts, water blocks, most of it's still all in boxes. Won't be doing system much longer. I'll be giving up building them as of 2026. There's PSUs as well. There should be a spot where you can contact me through email and that we could chat a bit more about it. It's just more or less you gotta go through a verification process to be able to actually send stuff to me. And if there are gonna be people doing that more, I'm gonna have to set up myself a PO box and that, right? Like it's a whole verification process to actually do that kind of thing. Yeah. Shoot. I gotta say, user making my night as well. You kind of made me forget. It made me forget how old I was there. Yeah, I swear I'm not a kid anymore. But yeah, I guess you were right. I did have enough hose there, Joe. I had enough hose. It was long enough, I swear. It's a grower, not a shower. Yeah, it's like that'll work. That'll work. Awesome. I'm actually happy that will work. I gotta go find I might find the power supply later on though, after the stream, so that way I don't have to go away from the stream again. Although I should take a quick walk so that way my back doesn't stiffen up again. That's why I'm actually doing this, so that way my back doesn't stiffen up. Maybe get a little bit better of a sleep than I did last night or the night previous. It's cold. Yeah. I just joined your Discord. Awesome. I'm glad you joined the Discord, the professor. Again, if you want, you can thank Frosty there. He's been my moderator since I started it up again. I did have a Discord before, but it just got too much for me. Promoting myself on other various means as well, like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, sometimes my Facebook, but that's my private Facebook. I'll put it on. And yeah, it just got way too much. And then actually doing the channel, it takes a long time to set up videos and that, especially right now in my time of life. as things from the past are coming back, and I have to get things dealt with. And if anything does happen in the future here, the near future, and I'm not streaming, I will have to talk about it. Maybe one of these streams later on. There are a few things that happened in the past that I probably should let people know about in that too, but it's nothing really serious. It's nothing like crazy crazy, but I mean, it's nothing good by any means. So it's a lot of court and that dealing with. So I would have to, yeah, maybe talk about it, but I'm trying to keep it somewhat private. Maybe I'll talk about it in the Discord a little, or that just through talking with the voice chat, not actually typing it out. Again, it's you could probably search it on Google about it too, my name, if you actually know it. It makes me old, fart. Yeah, I'm not an old fart. Yeah, yeah. Thank you again, Frosty. You're awesome. Setting it up way better than I could have ever done. Just want to send pictures of your PC hardware, new, old, or just have any PC questions. There's a whole bunch of channels. He's making stuff set up and all real nice too. So, just let me know or just have fun. You could just say hi too. That's cool too. But I should go for a walk and see. Nah, cause I know it's underneath a bunch of totes. I'm pretty sure it's not the tote that's above where it's gonna be easy to get. Probably the bottom tote. My back just can't handle lifting those totes. They're just so full of. One tote's literally full of PC wire, like splitters. Oh man, like splitters. More like power supply connector. I mean, a whole tote full of wire for PC, and it's heavy, heavy, heavy. So I don't know if I'll be able to lift that. I'll maybe just go for a quick walk and see if I can, but I'll be very quick, I swear, because I'm not going to be lifting any totes down. My back just cannot handle it right now. Yeah. All right. Oh wow, my chat just all of a sudden got a whole bunch of chat. Uh, Again, yeah, thanks, Professor. Yeah, my business is my business, and I know I've talked about before about things are coming to bite me, but like I said, if I just aren't streaming in that, I'm just hoping people aren't going to be unsubscribing and stuff like that, because I will be back eventually if anything does happen. So, uh, thank you all for subscribing and watching my videos, especially tonight. Everything's been really good. It's nice getting some laughs out there. I gotta pull the board out probably this week. I'll post it. All right, that sounds good there, Joe. You should definitely pull that board out so that way we can take a look at, see if there's any issues actually with it, or maybe it's just you don't actually have RGB or lights on it due to part of the actual header on it that doesn't work anymore, because that can make it so no lights work. Yeah, shout out to Frosty. All right, I'm gonna be right back too. Ooh. Maybe I should fill up on my water too. Yeah, maybe I'll fill up on my water as well. But yeah, if everyone wants to just take a quick minute here, I'm just gonna get myself some water and see if I can find that power supply. It's just gonna be a small 650 watt Corsair power supply, but it will work really good for this very, very light streaming PC that I need to build so I can take apart that PC. Yep, yeah, we'll definitely be able to find the issue, man. Definitely, definitely. Welcome to the Discord, this guy. And I'll be right back. That actually took me a lot longer than I thought to find. It was in the box I thought it was, but it was at the bottom of it, hiding. So I did find it. Issue, yep. Awesome. Yeah, I just got back. That was a good timing then. That's some really good timing. Really good timing. It is actually getting nasty outside. Like it's dropped in temperature big time, and it's really really windy. Oh yeah, I need that water. Have you seen mine? Have you seen my daily? That's been like this for years. Not the oil can that's right there, but it's not algae anyways. That's antifreeze. That's why it's that green color. But there's my daily PC. That's how it looks. That's how it's been for years. I just take it, well, I take it apart all the time, but I mean, like I take it apart and move it around so it's lighter to move around for me. Sometimes I throw it my back and I really cannot lift a whole lot of heavy stuff. So, but yeah, I'll definitely be taking a look here in the Discord here. I do want to see your PC setup. I was able to find the Corsair CX650M power supply that I like to use. And I'll message a couple people. Definitely take a look at this Discord, because I probably should take a look at Discord. There has been a few people that have joined now, so again, thank you for Steve for helping out. So welcome Joe, Sugan. I'm not saying your last name on my channel. Yo, that's a pretty cool. That's a nice setup, man. You got the fractal design wood case there too. That's actually nice too. And I'm losing Wi-Fi in this spot. That's a really cool setup. Made a new channel for setups. Show desk setups. Nice. And I lost Wi-Fi there. Hope I didn't lose Wi-Fi on here. No, I'm still connected. That's awesome setup. That is an awesome setup though. Something just fell off the table outside. It is getting windy. Like I said, it is getting windy outside. Go back to the YouTube 1 sec. To the chat. It is a nice looking setup. Yeah. I can agree on that one. Boom. Alright. But I did get the power supply. And yeah, I'll try to get that donation thing set up. Probably won't be right away. Again, I'm really bad for just getting stuff for saying, "Oh, I need this," and then someone sends it to me. It just makes me feel bad, to be honest. Yeah, this is the I've had this power supply for a while. It's Corsair. It's a Corsair CX 650M. It's not a very big power supply by any means, but it works very well. And it should have all the connectors that I need. So we got... No! Oh no! One of the wires is cut for the PCIe. No! It's not cut through. That's good. That's good. It's not cut through. But it's cut. I do have spares though, so that's good. And another pair of my headphones is wrapped around it. This is the second pair of headphones that I've found on my power supplies. And I would take care of it. I would get a lot of use out of it too, to be honest. Like I said, I am just an enthusiast for hardware and that, and it really does help me out for hardwarebot.org, so that way I can just have more and more and just, put more out there, and then I can have more, what do you want to say, more knowledge on giving out more information on certain stuff too. I do own a lot of like PC hardware, but again, it's very little compared to what there actually is. So, but I don't know if I can show this. I will show this. Storage, man, storage is I didn't look at this. Look at this. If I can show, there we go. Look at that. It looks bad, but it's not cut through, so that's good. And I do have more of these PCIe. For this power supply, I bought extras just in case anything happened to them, because sometimes, let's say you don't plug them in all the way and you turn them on, you can actually fry the ends of them. So that sucks. That sucks. Through two wires, but that one looks really bad, but it's not cut through. Like it's not actually cut through. So maybe I'll heat shrink these up. I'll actually splice them, resolder. So I'll splice it. I'll actually cut through the wires, the two that are bad, and then I'll put heat shrink onto it, and then I'll actually heat shrink it so that way it's properly done. That's the way I like to do stuff proper. So I'll probably will do that. That way I can save this, because these cables are not cheap. I do have extra, but these cables are not cheap. Yeah, it'll be good as new. I could probably use it as is and just put over some like electrical tape just to make sure that it doesn't touch anything. But again, I like to do stuff properly, like actually properly. I used to build portables. I used to work for a really large company. If you guys want to search it up, I worked for a company called NRB in the custom shop for years as a carpenter. So I built a lot of like relocatable buildings, post offices, Tim Hortons, bi-level Tim Hortons, bus shelters, some high-end bus shelters and stuff, some really big buildings as well. But I worked in the custom shop for them for years as a carpenter. So. And not NRB out in, I believe there's another one out in like Calgary. It's NRB in Grimsby, Ontario, if you want to search that up. So NRB stands for Niagara Relocatable Buildings. Oh, that'd be sick to have. Yeah, just test them out before you send them into my Discord. Make sure they work, man. Make sure they work. if you're trying to learn about coding and that too, if Frosty, if you're learning about coding, I can help you out a little bit about coding too. I do more with Python than C++ though. I so I'm someone that doesn't have kids and technically uh, cannot have kids. Like my body cannot produce that kind of stuff. So I have a lot more free time than people with. I literally just try to learn as much as I possibly can. So that's just one thing that's maybe a lot of people don't know and whatnot. It's just I've said it on a couple other streams. Like I just don't have kids, so I literally all my time trying to learn new stuff or touch up on stuff as things are always advancing. I love technology too, more or less the hardware side, but trying to get into the software side like AI and all that and coding. Boom. Perfect fit. Perfect fit. All right. Now, do I have all the screws right here with me? I sure do. Don't do that. Don't put them in your mouth like I do. Especially a couple of these galvanized ones. Just don't do what I just did. Yeah, Google, yeah. Because if you, let's say your app actually takes off, you can make money off that app. So Google wants a little piece of the pie, basically. That's YouTube. Like that's why monetization can take a long time. There's always ads on my videos, and I'm not monetized. Like before the video, like there's ads, but I'm not monetized, and they're technically making money off that ad, and I'm not getting paid for it because I'm not monetized. That's how YouTube makes a little piece of the pie. Oh, yeah, I'm just showing myself looking down at the thing. I'm sorry about that. So I'm just trying to put in the power supply now. The lovely 650M. All right. We are getting somewhere. So now we got PCIe. I should probably flip this power supply. Yeah, I gotta take the back panel off now. Yeah, that's right. You got more than enough for both of us. That's so true. My buddy has 4, by the way. He has plenty as well. Yeah, I say smart kids, but they're absolute animals. All right, there we go. Get this back panel off and get the actual some stuff all set up. Hello. Okay, I'm hoping this 24 pin can actually reach where I want it to go, because this case, like I said, is absolutely massive, and this is the 24 pins up here, and this has to route around to make it look nice. And like I said, I kind of like stuff to do. I like to do stuff proper, so I kind of, even though this is literally gonna be built for probably one stream and then taken apart, I still want it to look nice. And nope, it's not gonna be long enough. And I want to go from here. Oh, it is gonna be long enough. Never mind, it will be. Oh, maybe. It just fits. Nice. All right. It just fits. Like, I mean, like, there's no other give. It literally just connects. That's awesome. Hey, man, you're dealing with it, and I bet they are actually good kids too, though. But yeah, probably the three are like six. You're probably right about that. That's that's what kids do, man. That's what kids do. They don't know what they're doing either, right? They really don't. That is life, though. That is seriously life. Sometimes we just, oh no, this one's not gonna be able to go up there. Ah, there's no way. I have to take. I'm doing all this work for nothing, I think. There's no way this one's gonna. There's no way this one's actually gonna route up that high. No, it's not. Uh, actually can't see. Can't even see. Can you see the 8-pin for the CPU? That's it. I actually have to flip the power supply. Kind of figured. Like I said, this case is absolutely massive. That sucks. That's okay. That's all right. I don't think I've ever put in this power supply in this case. So we are all learning something new today. This Antec P100 silent case is absolutely massive. All right, man. You take care. Make sure you stay safe out there. Yeah, that's what I need to. I need to post more hardware pictures and PC builds that I've done over the past couple years. I literally have hundreds of pictures of just PC builds. Again, you kind of like when you do these hardcore extreme overclocking on hardwarebot.org, you need to have most of the time when you are top 20 in an actual competition or even hardware like you want to validate. And if you're top 20, you have to have a picture of your system. That's part of the validation. You need a picture of your system. So I have a lot of pictures because I validate every single time I do a test. And I always take a picture and I do everything properly by the way they want it. Just because I always want to make sure my stuff is validated. I did start the hardwarebot.org, and what happened was I was doing really, really good, and I was just putting on these like my tests and validations, but I didn't have any pictures of my system, or I wasn't doing something that was required of me. And then like basically 99.9% of all my tests that I put on was taken off, and I was like, okay, like what did I do wrong? And they said, well, you got to follow these kind of things and these kind of rules on for this right here. You need to have set like this. So maybe before the competition, I'll go the proper way of doing screenshots, the actual like for the competition, certain things that actually have to be done because it's done at home. Then over the past, people have actually like faked results, and then like later on down the road, people found out that they faked the results because it's impossible to get the scores that they're doing, like literally impossible to get it, or like they didn't actually have verification screenshots and certain things done. So now that they made it even more strict, and you have to like go off of this, or else they will just get rid of whatever you put on, whatever tests you did, they'll just take it right off because it's not up to their standard. And I get it. I get why it's up to validating up to a certain point because it has been proven over the years that people have not done like the real test. They actually fake the tests. So that's why I'll show how to actually make sure you can do it proper. Some more people in the Discord or something? My phone is going nuts. Welcome there, Magics, and welcome. Yeah, I actually have to show like some of the nice PCs that I did built. I have pictures. I built some nice PCs in the H110 NZXT case. Yeah, like multiple systems, like from the Z390 Phantom, custom water cooled loops, nice air cooled systems in the nice PC case. And yeah, I have actually some nice done up PC cases. All the wiring they gotta be doing through here, just because I actually like to make sure everything looks nice too. I like to make sure all the wiring looks good. So all this wiring will actually be tucked away, can't see it. I'll try to make this actually look a little nicer, like actually have it look a little nicer. Best I can with this type of tubing, right? Eventually, I will be doing the hardline tubing. I have all the hard lines, I have all the fittings, I have everything that I need to do it. I just need to have a system where I'm not going to take it apart and want to do something different a couple of days later because that's just what I do. I like to test hardware, so I don't want to just do a hardline tube and then take it apart a couple of days later because I want to do something different because that's literally what I do. If anyone's new to the stream, just give me 1 second. I'll not be showing my hands going this and that, all right? I'm just trying to put the power supply in the other way so that way these connectors can actually reach the 8 pin and the 24 pin a little bit nicer. The 8 pin didn't even reach, so it's just such a big PC case. Oh, there goes the side panel. Oh, yep, we're right here. Just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get this all done here. Hopefully I can get this to reach the way I want. This case is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Okay. Okay. All right. Get these grommets back in there proper here too. Make them look all good. Well, this grommet's kind of ruined there. There we go. It'll work. Yeah, I got new grommets by the looks of it on this case. Like I said, it's an old case, so the rubber on the grommets are starting to go. Can it reach now? Yeah, let's go. That's a bit of a bend. We get it to go though. Yes. Yes. All right. We did it. We did it. We got to go. We did it. Now we got to this. Up through here. Make that look good. Awesome. Actually, that actually even looks better at the bottom here. Just give me a second. I'll even show that. It actually looks pretty good like that. Molex SATA there and there. PCIe. This is the good PCIe power. Nice. All right. We are getting somewhere. Oh, I don't have my SSDs. SSDs with Windows 10. One's actually for this motherboard with certain stuff on it, and the other ones can work on this motherboard, but it's a stripped Windows 10. Like it's a stripped bloatware free and certain portions of the Windows to make it completely stripped for testing. Like doing all my tests and that so that we can get the maximum amount of performance out of my CPUs. Ah, I didn't grab them while I was out there. That sucks. That means I have to go grab them. But I do need to. You sent over your beast in Discord? I'll take a look. Give me 1 second. Definitely take a look here. Definitely take a look. Nice. That looks nice and clean. Sugon, just give me 1 sec there. Where did you send? Where'd you send your beast? Sugon's, that looks really nice. Nice and clean looking. Nice cable management. Back. Did you put it in general? Yeah, you put it in general? Yep. Whoa. Is that acrylic? Is that acrylic one you're talking about? That's absolutely crazy. I remember you talking about it. That's actually that's crazy. The RGB on it. That's just so much RGB. That's hardline. Is that hardline or is that soft tube? Is that really thick soft tube or is that like a hard line done up? Looks like hard line to be honest. I remember you talking about the acrylic case. And I really didn't think it was that big of a case though. You basically like built the PC and then built the case around it basically. That's how it looks like. That's just how big it is. Holy, that is a RGB monster. You basically have like a what do you call it, a DJ party in your room with your PC. Oh yeah, I see your new one. Is that soft tube or is that hard line? If that's soft tube, that's a really clear soft tube and looks actually pretty nice. Yeah, Jesus, right? Holy moly. That's a crazy. Hard tube, 16 mil. Yeah, that's right. You're talking. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, 16 mil hard tube. All right, welcome back to Professor. Yeah, that's a crazy acrylic case. I know. I remember you talking about it. That's just holy. Water temp of 23.9. I do believe that would be water temp. Yeah, that's good. That's the temperature where it really should be, especially for that size with the radiators and all. Yeah, no, that's a crazy setup. Same thing with you, Professor. That's a crazy setup. Yeah, you can basically have turn off the lights and you can have a DJ rave party in your room basically with your PC there, Magics. Yeah, crazy man, crazy. All right, back to the chat here. Whoa, I just got rid of everything. Back to the chat. Yeah, yeah. I just saw his PC on Discord and now I'm blind. Yeah, that's the most RGB I've ever seen. And that acrylic case is absolutely massive. I just remember you talking about the acrylic case, but I didn't think it was that big of an acrylic case. Oh yeah. Yeah, all hard tube too. That looks the way the bends are too, it just makes it look like it's a soft tube, not a hard tube, because some of those bends are like a wavy bend. I have to go get an SSD though. That's what I need to get. I need to get an SSD. I need to route case. Nope. A little far there. So I did flip the power supply. So I flipped the power supply. Wires, the 8 pin actually fits now. I haven't hooked this down yet, but there are, I don't know if you can see, there are screw holes where I can screw this down so that way it's solid. I don't know why I'm going crazy over it, but again, I like to make sure I do things kind of proper, especially PC stuff, just in case I want to move it around. Yeah, I want these down here. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Other. Last one. Last one, please. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, there's that. Now we gotta get the Molex through that as well. Nice. Alright. PCIe is fine to stay here. Probably just wrap it. Wrap it up. So that way this connects. Now, this 3070 Ti is going to need as much as possible here. If I can glue those together. Yeah, it's fine for now. Yeah, it is water temp, thought so. Seems like it's a girl setup. It is a RGB I mean, that is an absolute massive RGB setup, man. Absolute massive. Okay, so that'll work for what I want here. What kind of hard tubing was that, though? Hard tubing is really hard to do, even with like if you use boiling water on hard tube. Certain types of material for hard tubing can be very hard to bend even with like a heat gun. So boiling water, that's crazy. Oh, kind of beautiful on the wall. Well, love you. I didn't read that on the wall. Really? Does that say on the wall? Just give me 1 second here so I can actually read. And you got new PC parts you said there, Frosty? Just give me 1 second here. That's what I'm saying. The Discord makes it very difficult for me. 1400F, GeForce 3050, 6 gig thermal take. I wouldn't go with the 3050 6 gig, especially if you want to do Minecraft, man. The 14100F is nice, but the 3050 6 gig, it's not gonna help you Minecraft if you want to do any kind of mods. You need more VRAM, so more RAM on your GPU. The subs. In general, yeah, it's in general, right? Do you do streaming as well, there, Magics, or what do you do? I just see the mic setup you got. You got mic, PlayStation 5 as well. I don't know if that was a hole in the wall and you threw a bunch of mud on it or what. That Z790 is going to that too. Nice. You and I can both go through a cable management setup. I can show, like, when I actually do like a nice PC setup again, I can show you about cable management and certain things you can do that just help out. Like I'm no means of a like perfect at it, but I got a few little tricks up my sleeves for certain things. Do I have an? Yeah, I have a fan header there. What I can do? Reroute this around here, maybe. Yeah. No, that won't work. Going back. Oh yeah, well. That won't work. What am I talking about? No, no, it won't. It will not work there. It's fine. I can pull that through there. It also depends on like your PC as well, like whether or not you're actually able to cable manage as nicely as some people's. Like this PC case, if I cleaned it up and actually made this PC case like look really nice and then put in my actual system, I can make it look pristine because it's such a large case and it actually gives enough room for all the wires to be done up a certain way. You can actually make this case look very nice. No, just take your time, man. Just take your time on building it. And I'm not sure how a moth got in here. Just take your time on building it, and then you've probably watched lots of videos and that too. and you're watching this video, don't do some of the things I'm doing just because I know my own system. Like I said, like I can lift up this whole motherboard or lift up the radiator and that just by the motherboard because I have a certain back plate on the back of it. It's all screwed up. I can literally move everything around with just one fitting and not worry about the fitting coming loose or the silicone tubing just because I've built this system to make sure like can move it around and use it for years while it's literally set up like this. But like you just take your time. That's all you gotta do is take your time. Once you've done it a couple times, you'll start learning about other ways to do it, and then cable management will come after that. Or if you just take your time building your first PC, you can do the cable management right off the bat. It's all about putting it together, checking things over, taking your time, and then the cable management, like I said, you'll just figure out how to do the zip tie it to certain portions of the PC so that way everything looks nice. Or even get those Velcro, they're called Velcro zip ties or the Velcro holdalls, or there's many other ways to call them, but it's Velcro and you can literally Velcro all your stuff up and make it look really, really nice. Yes, my night is going very good. Yeah, I guess they're called Velcro straps. There's actually like names for them. But they're like Velcro zip ties basically. And if like they have like they're Velcro on like on one side they have the one part and the other side they don't. But they have like special cutouts so you can put it through, wrap it around. But as soon as you put it through and tighten it, it will hold itself. So when you wrap it, you can make it look really good. Or you can put it through that hole and it'll hold itself. You can take the rest of it and put it through either like a zip tie portion on the PC case and then actually Velcro that to it as well. And it's very handy, actually, very handy. They came with my mic, actually. I don't have any. They're in my tote, of course, in storage right now. But they did come for this, and like you can just set it up, and it's very easy to set up these wires with them, and then move them around and then readjust them because they're the Velcro ones. And as you use these kind of mic stands, I don't know how I can show this right now. If you go up and down, like if you go up and down with it, these portions of the bars open and close. So like you'll need to be able to adjust the tightness of the Velcro straps. And with zip ties, you can only go tight, and then to loosen them, it's a bit of a pain to loosen them. You can, but it's a pain. Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, using zip ties is just fine. But like I said, those Velcro, whatever they're called, Velcro zip ties or something like that, they look really nice. They're flat. They're very, very flat, and they're very, very handy. And like you can always reuse like it where it is. It's very easy to take them off and then adjust it. As in zip ties, like they're there, and if you want to take the zip tie off, you can. Like I said, there is ways to loosen off the zip tie to re. It's a real pain. Yeah, it's coming along. Taking a bit longer, and generally, I have a PC built in like 15 minutes, not even. I've been building this PC for about 3 hours now. 3 hours now. I don't know how that happened. So like I said before in the beginning of the channel, these RAM sticks is this RAM stick. This is no different than these RAM sticks. They're the same kit from the exact same kit. 6 sticks, six DIMMs, triple channel. They are dual-sided, They are double-sided. So they are double-sided dual rank. So DD, like DD double-sided, or DS, sorry. So they're DS double-sided dual rank DR. And the RAM comes in many variations, like single-sided, so there'll only be RAM chips on one side, like my main rig there has single-sided dual rank. But this one here, so this RAM stick, I can actually get a little bit more frequency out of it. So I put on this Kingston DDR3 heatsink with copper shims that are on one side, and that even on the one side, those, I don't know if you can see that, on the one side it's good enough. It does help out quite a bit for performance. It's very difficult to show. The light just doesn't want to show. They'll be on the bottom there. There you go. Now you can see them. So they're on the bottom there. Copper all the way along, and it does help quite a bit. I copper mod all my stuff just because it does help a lot, and it's a lot cheaper than going out and buying these really expensive heat sinks for things. That way I can save some money and buy more hardware, basically. Yeah, hope all these sticks still work. They've been in storage and bumped around, so I'm really hoping they work still. There's not much of a click on this board anymore when you put these RAM sticks in. Normally there's a nice sounding click, but there's so many RAM sticks have been through it, there's no click anymore. Yeah, so we are in, yeah, so we're in just 3 sticks. So there's 4, 8, and 12 gigs on this. That's plenty basically. So it'll be plenty. I do technically need to get 2 gigabyte sticks. 3 2 gigabyte sticks. Corsair Dominators would be the ones I would want to get. There's a certain kind of DDR3 that are Corsair Dominator. I do believe they are 2666 megahertz for DDR3. They're one of the best sticks for overclocking on DDR3. So I would like to get them. There's a couple of them for sale, not half bad price. And over the past few years, I've checked up on price used ones because you can't buy them anymore. But for used ones, and the prices are absolutely insane. But I did find a pair, 3 of them for a fairly good price. So maybe I'll pick them up. We'll see. There's a lot of things, like I said, I do want or would like to have, but instead I would pick up, but I never do just because it costs too much money, you know what I'm saying? There we go. This motherboard's not too dusty, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I have more sticks of this. I do have 3 more sticks. One of the sticks doesn't really work for overclocking on. It's like a dud, basically. So I have to either check the actual chips of them, and see if I can heat them up with like a heat gun and see if I can basically reball them without taking off the actual chip. So I will try to see if I can do that. If I can do that and save that one and make it so that way I can actually overclock on it, because it will. You can, as soon as you try overclocking on that, if you have it set up in the system, you try overclocking, it does not work. So I'm hoping this is the dud and not the ones, one of these 2 that I put in it. I'm pretty sure I took away the dud one, so at least I hope. But we'll find out. It's looking pretty good. RAM, CPU, X5570. Again, that will be part of the giveaway as an X5570 on the 10th day of my giveaway streams. This is not part of it though. All you gotta be is a subscriber and message in the live chat when I have one of those going, and you could win an X5570. SSD. I do need to get an SSD, but of course I didn't grab one. Maybe I'll go do that now. Yeah, because I would like to have it just set up so that way probably tomorrow, Friday maybe. Like Friday's gonna be a rough day for me, to be honest. It's gonna be a lot of walking that day, so maybe not Friday, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. No, we'll see. We'll see on that one. Uh, I do need to grab one of the SSDs. I do have a couple SSDs. Like I said, one is for this one. It should have a bunch of tests that I want. Should already have OBS set up on it too, and a bunch of other things that I need. And another one is like a stripped down version of Windows 10 that has no bloatware or anything like that on it for tests. Doesn't have OBS or anything like that on it. So hoping that would be the Kingston one and not my Crucial. We'll find out though. I forgot which one it is. It was like when I was doing the competition before, the Team Cup 2024 competition for certain motherboard. Like generally you can switch the SSDs out on motherboards and then it'll just install what it needs to install to make sure it runs correctly just by turning it on. But there's a couple motherboards where I installed the SSDs, all the SSDs onto that motherboard, and it basically made the SSD not work. I literally had to make like reinstall Windows onto the SSD, and then all the SSDs that I tried onto it and then put onto the motherboards, another motherboard, did not work. I mean, they just stopped working. And then I had to reinstall Windows 10 on them for some reason, and I'm not sure what caused that. It's to say it was a big headache, and it was like a full 12 hours, like close, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like a 12-hour stream. And I'm going like, what is going on? Like, I've tested, like I've used this on all these motherboards except for these three, and then this one motherboard absolutely messed up all my SSDs where I had to reinstall Windows 10 on all my SSDs because of that one motherboard. And I'm not sure what could have caused that because to me that doesn't even make sense for any reason why it would even do that. So that's not what happens when you take a hard drive or an SSD and switch it over to a different motherboard. What happens is the Windows key won't work. Like you generally have to get a different Windows key. That's generally what happens because the Windows key is like, yeah, on the SSD, but it's part of the whole system. It's like the motherboard. It'll be part of the motherboard too, like the saved onto the SSD, but it's also saved onto a whole bunch like the way Windows 10 key works. But like it doesn't make it so it makes the Windows 10 stop working on the SSD. You can generally just keep putting it back and forth to different motherboards. But that motherboard messed up all my SSDs. And it was a headache for 12-hour stream. Tiny 11 ISO? Is that like a Rufus key? That's what it seems like. Is that a Rufus key? So I'm not sure what Tiny 11 is. It sounds like a Rufus key because it's an ISO. Ooh. My live chat messed up again. Just give me 1 second. There we go. No, Microsoft doesn't save it for uses for multiple. You have to have a certain uh, button Windows key to actually work for multiple, and that will be for like businesses or people that, and you got to pay more for that one, and it only works up to, I do believe, 10 different people or like motherboards themselves. uh, the Windows 10 gets saved on the SSD, of course, but when you have the SSD installed to the motherboard, when you're like, of course, that's how it works. It saves onto the actual like the hardware. Like the hardware saved into the SSD portion of the Windows, and that keys works will only work for that. The only way to change the Windows key if you're switching it, let's say you have the Windows and Windows key on one motherboard, because that's how it works. The SSD, you switch it out to a different motherboard. What you have to do is call the service center and be like, I'm changing my PC with this SSD or NVMe or hard drive, and I'm switching it over, and I switched it over to this PC here. You give them certain things, and they can make it so that Windows key works again on that motherboard, but it will no longer be working on the previous motherboard. They'll make it so it only works on that motherboard. So you would have to have a more expensive bought Windows key, or the Windows key. Like usually you get the USBs or DVDs, but the Windows key itself is a bought key. You have to have a certain bought more expensive Windows key to work on multiple devices. That's the only way that works. Oh, it's a slimmed down version of Windows. A blower frame gives more performance. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it does suck. Yeah. See, I didn't even know about the lifetime key, to be honest. I bet that's like how expensive is the lifetime key? Because I know the one-time keys that I have for one motherboard, if I just call up the service center, I can switch it over. Oh, you gotta deactivate. Okay. Yeah, the volume, is it as many as you can do? I thought it was up to only 10. At least that's what I read a while back, like on the actual buy-in is. Like it said it only works for up to 10 motherboards. Again, that could be, I could be wrong on that. All right, take her easy there, Frosty. Yeah, the business one. Okay, I didn't realize as many time as you want. Do you have to keep buying into it, or is it like a one-time purchase? And it's literally just a one-time purchase, or you have to like pay for it year after year? See, you know more about that than I do. I thought, like years ago, I bought Windows 10. I bought multiple Windows 10, Windows 10 Pro, and Windows 10 Home. I think Windows 10 Home Pro. Yeah, yeah, constant yearly fee. I thought so. See, I bought the one-time use for one motherboard key, but what I do is I'll call up the service center and say I'm changing the motherboard. That's why with this motherboard, it's still the one that I have from years ago, even though it was on two different motherboards now. And literally, I just call up the service center and say I'm changing over my hardware using the same NVMe. Boom, boom, boom. Easy peasy. Sometimes they'll make a little hassle. I've heard people say they'll make a little hassle, but they will do it. You can only do that so many times now. Like, when did they make this a rule? Yeah, so I've done it. See, 173, two times technically now. First time on my 170, then Z390, and now on my Z690. Oh, see, that's annoying. That would be annoying because you technically paid for that key. No one else has that Windows key, and you're the only one using it, so you should be able to do it since they're deactivated off that other hardware. That's annoying. Holy frame drops. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Holy. I bet that looked terrible. No, I don't buy keys online. I buy well, I get the USBs, like the whole package deal with the key that's actually inside. I don't buy any keys online. I always like to get the hardware. I like boxes. I don't know. I'm weird that way. I like to have the boxes and stuff like that. Yeah, I buy keys at full price, the $110 or $115 for the Windows key. Well, the flash drive and the Windows key. Probably show them right here. The flash drives. Like I said, multiple. One's Windows 10 Pro and one's Windows 10 Home Pro, I believe. I believe it's the Pro version of Home or Home Premium, whatever it is. But one's Windows 10 Pro and one is just Windows Home. Windows Home is my newer one. I know it's the newer one because it's not as dirty as my Windows 10 Pro. But yeah, and I have the boxes somewhere with the keys too. Like I said, I like to be able to touch my things, especially the seeing the keys as well, right? So that way I can actually see like the key and all that. I had an issue one time with actually the Windows Home key. It's like I never activated this, but it's saying it's activated. I'm like, I literally just took this out of the box and the first time using the Windows key for it, and it didn't work. So I had to call in the service center. It's like, I'm the one that bought this. Someone else must have used my Windows key or something, or somehow online maybe they found out that that Windows key was free or something. And because literally I never used it. It's like basically still in the box. And then I opened it up, installed it, and wanted to use the Windows key, and they're like, nope, that doesn't work. I'm like, what? Nope. I buy it straight from Microsoft. Yeah, literally. Yeah, like I said, I legit, all legit. All these are all legit. I paid the money for it basically because I wanted to make sure I had like Windows key and all that because I know back when I bought them you could always switch over from, like, let's say you upgraded your hardware, you could always, like I said, call in the service center and upgrade or switch over the Windows key to that other hardware. It'll deactivate from the other hardware, but I mean you could still do it, and I haven't had issues with it. Yeah, and maybe you're the one that took my Windows home. No, uh, Windows 10, so it's fairly new. Whenever Windows 10 came out, was that 2015, 2016, somewhere around there? Oh no, 2017 or 2018, sorry. Nah, I don't have any Windows 7 or 8, at least legit ones. I use Rufus for installing those ones for my PCs if I want to. But for what I found, my Windows 10 stripped down using a certain Windows version of Windows 10, so not like the new Windows 10, 22, whatever it is. I use a certain version of Windows 10 fully stripped down. I found I can do really, really good tests, and I don't know, I find more stability and I get really good scores with it. You don't pay for any Microsoft Launch keys. I worked for the. That's a long time working for them. I paid twice. I paid over in total 230 over $230 for Windows Windows keys and the flash drive. As again, because I actually wanted to make sure I bought it from Windows, made sure I had legit keys and stuff like that, so that way I could use it for life kind of thing. But if there's issues nowadays about switching over from the hardware, maybe it is just the ones you buy online. But again, I do have the actual hardware box. I actually have the boxes, so if they ever have issues, but I'd be like, I'll just send in a picture of the stuff of my purchase and stuff like that, and send it on email. Be like, hey, I purchased this stuff from you. What's going on? Like, I would actually make a big fuss out of it because like I paid the money for it. Like, why do I have to pay for it again? I'm that kind of person. I'm kind of cheap that way too, though. It's like if I bought it, I owned it basically, even though I don't own the company. But if I bought the actual the key to make it a legit Windows 10, then it's like why would I not be able to use it? Why can I not do what I want to do with it? I'm the one that purchased it. And that's why I like overclocking, because I purchased it. I can do whatever I want with it. I don't care that there's no warranty in that afterwards. I want to do whatever I want to do with it. Oh, my back's not liking me. Hmm. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's over here though. Oh, I gotta sit for a minute. I need to fix that as well. There, right. There we go. Oh, way down we go. Oh, there we go. Get the mic all set up here. Perfecto. Nice. Awesome. It is getting kind of late though. It's almost midnight. I'm losing more frames again. It's a long time. Building PCs for them too. That's not like building PCs for a company might be good, but building PCs like as yourself, not so great. There's just so many other people that are doing it, or how they always do it cheaper for some reason or somehow. I can't do it cheap. I would always want to, make a couple bucks off of it, but it's like you got to be able to buy a lot of products of the same product or have a good customer base so that way you can make money off of it. It is getting late though. So I might be calling it a stream here soon. Early 90s, 2001, nice. I think that's when PCs were fairly easy to do too. I guess like I don't know, for a company like that, I don't know. Yeah, see, that's basically the only way you're gonna make money. It's like, yeah, discounts and through vendors, because you'd be buying multiple parts off of them, and then they can make you a deal off of that. Yeah, the CPUs that had like the maximum of 300 megahertz or something like that, or 400. No, no, those that or were they around 800 megahertz? I could be wrong. I think it was around 800 megahertz there. And were those ones the ceramic ones, I believe? And those wouldn't be LGA, so they wouldn't be land grid array. Those would be the PGA's pin grid array. I got RTX 3090 Ti day one with tax, but holy moly! My 3070 Ti here. So my Zotac 3070 Ti there. So that one right there. Somewhere around 3070 Ti here in Canada. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. At the time I was buying, like I bought a few of them. I had a couple bucks, but I knew there was people out there doing the mining and stuff at the time too, and they wanted the copper modding done on it. I do copper modding, like I said, on all my stuff for overclocking. So, and that card, the 3070 Ti, is so easy to take apart and copper mod. So I bought one. Well, I bought two. I bought one for myself, and then I bought another one just to sell. So I bought it, sold it for 100 it for. And I was like, okay, well, see if there's more people wanting it. The same person bought another one off me, and then I bought one more, did the same thing, and then I just stopped doing it because I don't know. I really just stopped doing it. Didn't have the time. It's just so much time doing stuff, and then life. 10 megabytes of RAM. I bet it was fast. Yeah, those are the different RAMs too. Those ones. Metal pins, I believe. The metal rods or something that you had to pull out. Not these plastic ones where you gotta snap them in and it's easy. The metal rods. I think I remember those ones. I was born in the 90s. Then in the early 90s. And then at a young age, I just started taking everything apart. like, like everything, anything that I saw that wanted to see how it worked, I took it apart. That was me though. Yeah, i9 14 900K for only 400 and don't. Wow, lucky you. My NVMe is a 980 Pro 2 terabyte. Cost me over 300. That's crazy. Yeah, so those are crazy deals. That's just nice. That's really nice to have those kind of deals. Especially for me, someone like me that does this kind of stuff, right? Well, that does this kind of stuff, is into this stuff, likes to overclock this stuff. I would have less worry about breaking it if I had those kind of deals, to be honest. I would be doing more at the time. Um, well, at the time that I didn't have as much knowledge as I do now at doing these kind of things, as I've got a lot of stuff from PC scrapyards and that, and tested them out and tried to fix up stuff that are broken. That sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just takes a long time to figure out things, and you gotta learn a lot to actually fix stuff up. So like some things just took too much time, so I just got rid of them because it just took too much time to figure out what was wrong with them. And it's like at the time I was working and trying to make money off, work, and then trying to do my overclocking, trying to learn about this and that. It's just too many long nights and that for trying to fix up something that was literally worthless, then not cost much, couldn't sell it for really anything, so just scrap it. It really does show how much people overpay for stuff, yeah. Especially during like certain times of COVID, and they're going, oh, silicon shortage and certain things like that. Like, there's so much pure sand and pure quartz that we're not gonna run out of silicon anytime soon. And back then we weren't running out of it. There's so much of it in stock. Yeah, the 90s was the unreal. Well, for me, it was the unreal because I was so young just taking apart stuff. I think I'd be calling it a stream here, though, people. I mean, thank you all for watching the streams, and like, took me took me about 3 hours to build that PC, and it's not even fully built. Usually, it takes me literally like 15 minutes to build up a PC, run tests, switch out stuff, and then or build another PC, or just build it on a table. That's usually how my streams are. I'd just be building a motherboard on a table or on my motherboard box or something like that, and in literally 10 minutes or something like that, and then boom, switch out to another motherboard, different CPUs, different GPUs, and I could literally go through almost everything I owned in one stream. Yeah, different kind of SSD though you got there. Sounds like you got a Kioxia. Ugh, I just keep going. Oh my god. That's crazy. The 4 terabytes are usually around $360 to $380 per. I know I gotta go to bed. I need I need the rest, to be honest. My back is really sore too. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been getting much sleep. Back's just when it spasms, I wake up. So I really do need to go get some sleep. Friday's gonna be a rough day for me. I got a lot of walking to do Friday, so yeah. Thank you everyone for watching the stream. Yeah, everyone have yourself a good night too. Thank you for the good nights. Again, thank you for watching the stream. Hopefully everyone liked the stream. Like I said, I didn't get much done, but hopefully you guys liked it. All right. Take her easy, everyone. And as always, don't forget.